Hey guys, it's Yusafa, and welcome back to Voices of the Community. Today I'm talking with somebody whose MCOC journey comes full circle. From a kid just mashing buttons for fun to a leader and spender with strong opinions on where the game stands today. My guest is Moose. Moose started playing the contest back in 2015 when he was just 11 years old. Like so many of us, he loved Marvel and he loved the fighting aspect of the game. But back then, he really didn't understand the deeper mechanics. Over the years, he played on and off, but it wasn't until October 2024 that he came back determined to really figure it out. This time was different. Within 2 weeks, he was already in Act 5, and he was hooked. Now, at 20 years old, turning 21 soon, he's running his own UPS store, financially independent, and finally able to do something he always wanted to do as a kid: spend on the game. Cyber Weekend and Banquet 2024 became his big splash into whale life. But Moose isn't just about spending, he's also about community and leadership. He's an officer in his alliance, a tight knit group he calls family, where he's helped build their war program from the ground up. From spreadsheets to path assignments, his planning helped them go undefeated in Gold 2, which for his crew was a huge accomplishment. And Moose has plenty to say about Kabam's economy, from alliance ranked rewards that feel underwhelming to the frustrations of pulling the same Max Sig champion out of Titans again and again, to the question of whether prestige really matters anymore outside of the very top alliances. This conversation isn't just about one player's journey, it's about nostalgia, growth, leadership, and the challenges Kabam faces in keeping all levels of players engaged. So let's get into it. This is Voices of the Community, and today's guest is Moose. Hey guys, it's Yusafa here. We have another great Voices of the Community interview that we're doing today. It's with Moose. Moose has been playing this game for quite a long time. He started when he was 11, and he keeps on playing, and he's an avid supporter of the game. So welcome to Voices of the Community, Moose. How about you give us a little background about yourself and what made you start playing this game?
Hey everyone, my name is Moose, like Yusafa just introduced. I started playing the game mainly because I am a huge Marvel fan. I love the comics, I love the movies, I love the games, and this was one of them. I love the fighting aspect because of Mortal Kombat. I got into that when I was really young, so
Yeah,
I like the fighting aspect of Marvel Contest of Champions because of Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. So I really liked the animations, of the champions. Each champion has a unique special three animation, special two, special one, whatever it may be. Um, and it really attracted me towards the game,
right.
you know, because every champion was different. Every champion has an ability. Even though I was 11 when I first started playing the game, I didn't really understand what was happening. But as I grew up and grew older and stuff like that, especially now, I'm very, very addicted to this game.
Right.
It's an unhealthy obsession, but
How
yeah,
how
I,
how
I love
often
this game.
how often do you play the game for how long a day do you think?
I want to say 3, 4 hours.
Yeah.
I try to at least. As of recently, I've been slowing down a lot because of peak season because I run a UPS store.
Okay.
So peak season is right around the corner. So I'm focusing more on the business side of things instead of the game. Um, I've been trying to do war defense because I plan the defense placements and all that stuff.
Right.
I just haven't had the time to finish the spreadsheet. I've been trying to do that for the last 2 weeks. I can't even do that. But
Well,
yeah,
you
like
and I were talking before. So you're turning 21 soon. You
yes,
run
yes,
a
exactly.
UPS store. You're in
Yep,
college. I just
yep.
can't believe you find time to play this game for 3 to 4 hours. That is admirable. It's amazing and good for you,
Appreciate you,
Moose.
man. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
So when
Appreciate that.
you said you started playing this game when you were 11, what was it like? Do you
Yeah,
remember playing in those early days? What?
I remember a
Yeah.
tiny bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My favorite character was Colossus at the time.
Okay.
I just really liked how cool he looked. Honestly, like he's just a silver guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
tanky, muscular, all that stuff. Like he just looked really, really cool, especially when I was 11.
Right. Right.
Um,
Have you always been
yeah,
a fan of Marvel and the Marvel movies and
yes,
Marvel comics? Okay.
yes. Ever since I was very young. I remember one of my cousins introduced me to uh like a Marvel comic from back in the day, like probably like 2008. I
Yep.
was probably 4 years old. So it's just nostalgia in a way,
Right.
you know?
So
Um,
how different does the game feel now? that you've been playing for the past 10 years, and you're now in your early 20s, to compared
Yeah,
to that when you started playing at 11, do you think the game has increased in difficulty, challenge, depth? How do you compare your early times and current?
it's definitely changed a lot. From what I remember, even though it's just bits and pieces, um, I think it was just 5 stars at the time. I can't remember exactly, but um, like the nodes and stuff that we have now
Yeah,
are way different from what they were back then when I first started playing the game.
right,
Even though like, I was 11 years old, I didn't understand shit about nodes and any of that stuff, you know.
right,
But looking back at it, like it wasn't as hard as it is now. And
right.
appreciate that. I like how challenging it is, and I like the different nodes that we have. Um, which actually brings me to my point about the EQ nodes. They haven't changed since what 5 years ago or something like that.
Yep.
So it just doesn't make any sense, man.
So, so you picked up the game when you were 11, and you have admitted that
Yeah,
you have agreed to the fact that the game has evolved and grown over time over the past 10 years and become a little
of
bit more
course,
complicated, more difficult. If you
of
were to
course.
put yourself in the shoes of someone who's picking up this game right now, and the place where you were when you started playing this game, and with the game being so different from when you picked it up at 11,
Mhm.
uh, would would you have stuck with it if you
I
were a
think
new
so.
player today? Yeah, you don't think it's too
I think
complicated
so.
for a new player to jump right in?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, great.
Because I made my new account, like the account that I have now, I made it in October of last year, so 2024. Um, I didn't really understand any, like I just downloaded the game out of nostalgia, purely
Right.
nostalgia. I didn't know shit about nodes,
Yep.
champion abilities, anything like that. Um, so I was a fairly new player, like I didn't know anything about the game. Uh, so I got hooked right away. Like I finished Act 5 in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that after playing the game. Um, it wasn't too complicated, and most of that is purely due to my great alliance mates. Chubbs, Noko, all them guys. Those are great guys over there.
Yep.
Um, so they helped me throughout like the entirety of the progress that I made since October, since I started this account. Um, I just don't feel like it's too complicated to the point where someone would get stuck.
Right.
Yes, there are fights, especially in Act 6, for example. That Sinister boss in Act 6, I couldn't get through it for about a month, 2 months almost,
Right.
until I pulled Warlock out of a 6-star crystal. So,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I've had discussions with other players as well. A lot of
yeah,
their perception is that Kabam invents a disease and then
mm,
sells the cure or provides the cure to that disease a few months
oh
later.
yeah,
Now,
oh yeah.
For that Sinister boss in Act 6, do you feel that there weren't enough counters or ways to defeat that boss until you actually did procure Warlock? Or do you think that there were probably other options to defeat that Sinister other than just waiting to get Warlock?
There was definitely other options.
Yep.
I just wasn't spending on the game now like as much as I do now.
Right.
Like when I first picked up the game, I wasn't planning on spending any type of money on the game.
Right.
Um, so obviously, if I did spend money, yes, I would have had a lot of different counters like Vision. There's Jack. There's what's his name? I forgot the name of that champion, but
Bastion.
there's a ton of yeah, there's a ton of
Yep.
different count. Well, Bastion didn't exist back in October, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
um,
Yep.
yeah. But
So
yeah, there's a ton of different counters to Sinister. Like I just didn't have the means to, pop open crystals all the time and get a lot of different champions. You know what I'm saying?
right. So uh, so expanding upon that point, so you
Mhm.
started playing when you were 11. Now you're a successful entrepreneur businessman. You own a UPS store at 20, which is quite impressive. Did that
Yeah.
financial independence or financial growth make you approach MCOC differently, especially with stuff like Cyber Weekend and Banquet?
I think so.
Okay.
Um, when I was 11, I didn't like I would always beg my parents to be able to make in-app purchases and stuff like that. They would always say no.
Yep.
So when I have my own money now, it's like, oh, I don't have to ask them for anything because I got my own stuff. So I would just go crazy spending like thousands of dollars on, for example, July 4th, I spent almost $2,000 on the sales.
Right.
So it felt liberating in a way, and it was really like the adrenaline rush, you know?
Right. The endorphins that you
Um,
get from opening all the gotcha boxes
exactly,
and the crystals. Yeah.
exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly.
I
Yep.
completely understand, Moose. I completely understand. Um, now, alliance life and leadership. You referenced and you've called your alliance your family. What makes it so special?
It's just the people. I
Yep.
love the people there. I've been with them for as long as I started my MCOC career. So, well, not since I was 11, but since I started this account in October.
Yep.
Um, it's just like it's a great group of guys. Everyone's interacting with each other. Everyone's respectful. We're always laughing. We're always making jokes, helping each other out, stuff like that. Um, it's just a good community, you know. Everyone's, you know, everyone's just nice to each other.
Right.
And that's what I like about that. I like the community aspect of the alliance
Right.
because I was in a silver something alliance when I first started the game, and no one spoke English, so I didn't. I was in a Discord where no one spoke English. It was just kind of it was like a definitely a language barrier for sure, but I just didn't feel connected to them like I do with the guys that I'm with now.
Right.
You know, it's just a whole different vibe, I guess, and that's what makes the game fun. Like the only reason why I'm playing the game right now, why I'm still active, is because of my alliance, because they depend on me for because I'm an officer at the end of the day. So I have to make spreadsheets for the war placements, for war defense. I make path assignments. Um, People ask questions in the Discord chat. I try my best to answer them. But I right now I'm really busy with work. I got exams coming up soon
Yeah.
for school, so it gets tough at times. And I've definitely been, especially now because of the preseason that we had during war. I've definitely stepped back a tiny bit to where I'm only playing like an hour, 2 hours a day
Okay.
compared to the 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day that I used to do. Um, you know, back in the summertime. But yeah,
You you mentioned previously that so you're a war planner. Your alliance
yes,
has been running two battle groups for war recently.
yep,
You went undefeated in Gold 2. Uh,
yep,
so if you look at the compendium or uh, the uh, the top performing alliances and the lower
yep,
performing alliances, not that they're lower performing, but because they're down there
yeah.
in the stone categories. Do you think that the smaller alliances like yours gets overlooked by Kabam in terms of recognition and rewards, or do you think you guys are appropriately compensated or rewarded for your effort in the game?
Before Radiance, yes.
Okay.
After Radiance, the rewards are much more worth it. Like we didn't start actually pushing for war until Radiance came out.
Right.
Like we weren't doing path assignments, we weren't doing any type of like defense placements. Like people just placed wherever. And we just cared about like diversity, defender diversity and stuff like that. But now that Radiance came out, like the last couple seasons, we've been pushing really hard for war. And even though we're not, highly ranked like platinum masters or anything like that, it's still really competitive in gold and
Yep.
it's still really fun. Everyone enjoys it. Everyone's having a great time. And I think that's what the game should be about. You
Yep.
shouldn't be stressing yourself out on, you know, uh, burning yourself out, for
Absolutely.
example,
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
know? Yeah.
Change the directions here a little bit. You said that watching content creators like Lags, MSD, Vega, J Will, and Grass inspired you to take war more seriously. Uh, what
Oh, yeah.
what impact has the YouTube content creator community had on your game?
Definitely. I would definitely say that I've like my game knowledge has increased by watching them.
right?
Like for example, Grass MCOC, he takes a lot of different weirder fights. Like he ranked up his box to rank 4. I really like that. I like unique rank ups like that. Um, and he shows off like he did a whole rank 4 showcase, almost an hour or something like that. Um, he does a bunch of other showcases of other champions too, but I really like that Vox showcase. That's definitely what got me um, into the war aspect a lot more. And
Okay.
also, he also had what's it called? A defense placement video a year ago or something like that, a couple months ago. And I watched that recently, a couple months ago. Um, and that's what got me into, hey, I want to implement this. So I was talking to my leader, my other officers as well, and I was like, hey, I want to do this. Are we able to do this? They're like, yeah, sure, go for it. So we started doing path assignments. We started doing defense placements, putting it all on a spreadsheet. All of us working together, brainstorming ideas for different champions to place on defense and different champions to assign for war. Um, and it just makes it fun.
Yeah.
I like planning. I find it really enjoyable. Um, and I like watching Jay Will a lot, man. I'm like, this guy has 30 rank 4s or some shit like that. It's
Yep.
crazy. I'm trying to catch up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Jason's a good friend of mine. He's fantastic. I love Jay Will,
great guy.
and
Yeah,
he's one of the bright shining stars that is of the content creator community out there. So I'm glad you
of
shouted
course.
him
Yeah,
out. So yeah, he's a good friend of mine. All right, now I'm gonna ask some questions, Moose, and
sure.
please, it's up to you, man, whether or not you want to address any of these things. But I do feel the need to ask them as a member of the community. So again,
Of course.
please feel free to answer or not answer as much as you want, if that's all
I
right.
got
All right.
you. Yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
so you've raised a big concern about alliance ranked rewards. Do you think
Mhm.
Kabam undervalues low tier alliances compared to top groups like For Loki, GT40, or LV2 who get the premier rewards out of all of the game modes? We're talking AQ, we're talking raids, we're talking war, battlegrounds, and that sort of thing.
So you were saying Kabam favors them more, right?
Yep. Is that I'm not saying that. Would you agree with that statement or not?
I do. I do. So I think they should be favored, because at the end of the day, they do push the game a lot harder than most people do.
Yep.
Um, they prioritize prestige, they prioritize AQ a lot more, they prioritize war a lot more. Like LBT, I just saw what's his name? Bailey on YouTube.
Yep.
They just won War Champion. He was one of the ones that like he had a 9 fight war or something like that. And he won the War Champ. Like that right there is exactly why they deserve to be at the top. That's why they deserve the absolute best rewards in the game because they are the alliances and players that are at the very top of the game. They're pushing very hard in terms of AQ, war,
Yep.
battlegrounds, whatever it may be. They're at the very, very top of the game. Like those are the best players in the entire world in terms of MCOC.
Yep.
So they absolutely deserve that compensation. They deserve to be rewarded for that. Because if they don't, what's the point in pushing? You know?
Yep. Absolutely. Next question
Yeah.
is let's talk about Titans and the pre-release bundles.
Mm,
So in our previous discussions, you said that you've pulled Nico Max Sig
5 times.
five
Yeah.
times out of the Titan Crystal,
Yeah.
which is insane. And what you get from it from spending 20,000 Titan shards and getting a Max Sig dupe in the Titan Crystal is you get a return of
Mm,
1,200 Titan shards. How does
yep.
that make you feel? And would you recommend any sort of modification that Kebab would make when pulling a Max Sig Titan Crystal?
Yep. Yep. I honestly feel like there should be 6 stones at least, like class 6 stones, whether it may be like 5, 10, 20. It would definitely be a lot better than having useless SIGs on a champion that's already max SIG,
Yep.
you know? 1,200 Titan shards for 20k Titan shards that I spent, you know? And
Yep.
I pulled Nico 5 times, so that's 100,000 Titan shards literally gone to waste, you know? And I saved up since June,
Yeah.
since the last Titan rollover, you know? It just really, I was really, really disappointed in that.
Right.
Um, but I feel like there should be some type of like, I forgot the word, but there should be some type of incentive, right, for
Yep.
someone to open up Titans. Because right now, I don't even want to buy the pre-release bundles. Because if I'm gonna pull the new champion 5 times in the Titan in the next Titan rollover,
Yep.
what's the point of buying them, and getting early access to them? Or what's the point of opening the Titans if I can just get the pre-release bundles, and then just saving my Titan shards all the way until all the champions that I already have, that I already whaled out for,
Right.
are gone from the Titan pool. You know,
So Moose,
I just
would you consider yourself a casual spender in this game, or a whale? What would you consider yourself?
I would consider myself a whale.
Okay.
I'm definitely, because I spend a lot on this game. Like
Right.
I buy the weekly deals, like all of them, the monthly deals as well, like the Paragon monthly deals. Um, I try my best to get the daily deals as well, but sometimes I just forget. Uh, but like the big events, obviously I go really crazy for.
Yep.
The last event that we had, the Silver Samurai, whatever it's called. Um, I went crazy for that. I probably spent $1,500 on it. Um, I got, I maxed out the whole thing. I got some materials to rank up my champions. I increased my summoner rating from four something million to 5 million, or
Okay.
5.5 million or something like that. And increased my prestige as well. I was at 27K. I went up to 29K prestige, which isn't like one of the highest, but in my alliance, I have the highest prestige.
Right.
Um, Even though a lot like prestige doesn't matter in lower level alliances like mine, for example. I just like seeing my numbers go up. You
Right.
know,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
just a little satisfaction. Seeing like, hey, like I would go, for example, I would go to like for Loki, for example. I would look at the different people, what their prestige is at. I'm like, oh, I have more prestige than them. It's
Yep.
just the laughing giggle and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So going further into that topic, so you
Mm.
mentioned that prestige doesn't mean a whole lot in your Gold 2 alliance. Do you think that prestige has lost its value outside of the top competitive alliances, or do you think people still care about it at the lower tier?
Before the top 30 prestige, no one really cared as much.
Yeah.
But I feel like Kabam is taking the prestige to a different direction. So they introduced the EQ with the prestige.
Yep.
I think they're gonna do that with Battlegrounds and maybe War, but Battlegrounds for sure.
Okay.
And I'll tell you exactly why. So I think because of the matchmaking. So for example, someone like me, I have 18 rank fours, um, and I'm going against someone with like 2 or 3 rank fours. I don't think that's fair because their prestige is probably not as high as mine. I have 29K prestige. They probably have around like 25, 24, 26, around that.
Yep.
I feel like implementing the top 30 prestige in Battlegrounds would make the matchmaking a little bit more fair. And I'm all for the top 30 prestige. I liked it when it first came out,
Yep.
and I like it now. Um, I just feel like Kabam should have taken a different direction in introducing it, because they kind of just introduced it and they're like, "Hey, surprise! Everyone, here's the new top 30 prestige. Everyone's prestige went down." It's bad in the short term, which is why I feel like people were complaining about it, or like, "Oh, my prestige, I was pushing this high," but it's like you only ranked up like 5 champions. You only have 5 champions that rank 4, 6, 200.
Right.
Of course, your prestige is not gonna be that high. Um, so
Yeah. I
I feel like that sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
no, go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like that prestige change is really, really good, and it makes people care more about prestige. I want to be in the higher levels
Yeah.
of prestige to get more rewards in either AQ or whenever they implement it into battlegrounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've talked to other players as well, and
Mhm.
the consensus is that this was a major shift to the game.
Yes.
that the immediate concern or impact it would have on players was during the event quest, which they had been
Yep.
working on for the past few months, and for the Valiant Gauntlet or what have you. Um,
Right.
and that when Prestige 30 did drop, they just communicated it to the event quest, and they did not
Hmm.
expand upon those future plans that you spoke about, like applying it to possibly Battlegrounds or
Hmm.
AQ or any new game modes that are coming out.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so, and I'm not trying to provide my own insight here. I'm trying to get yours.
Oh,
What
yeah,
do
yeah.
you think that they could have done better in order to accompany the announcement of the Prestige 30 update?
Honestly, they weren't clear when they first were talking about it because they when they first mentioned it, I think it was June or July's live stream.
Yep.
They're like, "Oh, we're gonna change AQ. We're gonna make it top 30," um, which was fine. Like it made sense, right? But they didn't communicate that everyone's prestige is gonna go down.
Yeah.
So I think that took people by surprise because they were shocked. They're like, "Oh, well, what the hell is this?" You
Right.
know? So, and then I also feel like because the EQ format changed, it also like it just added more fuel to the fire, I guess.
Right.
But to answer your question, what could they have done better? Honestly, just tell people straight up, everyone's prestige is going to go down, but this is better for the long term.
Yeah.
You can rank up whatever champion you want. It doesn't have to be the big five like Yelena, Onslaught, Infamous Iron Man, whatever it may be. They're all like great champions in their own respective classes and abilities. But now I feel like with the new Prestige Top 30, I can rank up, take any champion to rank 4, 6, 200 that I enjoy playing instead of focusing on, um, just the top Prestige champions,
Right.
you know? But
So,
yeah, they could have just been more straightforward and upfront. But they kind of just laid it out, and then everyone was just, "Hey, well, what the hell is this? We don't like this." But no one's gonna like anything upfront, you know.
right.
That's why I feel like we had to get warmed up to it first. Um, at least we know what to expect.
Right. A lot
Mhm.
of recommendations that I've been reading online or seeing in the videos as well is
Mhm.
maybe not 30 was the right move. If you did want to expand the pool that your procedures calculate against, maybe do it in a more discrete increment, like 10, 15, 20, and then eventually over time grow, in order to get the community used to the fact that prestige is not going to matter more in the game. New game modes going to be available, better rewards going to be provided, better prestiges, and so on and so
Mhm.
forth. Is that something that you would have agreed to, or is it
Honestly,
is the band aid the best way to go?
definitely ripping the band-aid.
Ripping the band aid. Okay.
Um, yeah, because if it's gonna go to the top 30 anyways, you might as well just do it top 30, you know?
Okay.
Um, because if you focus on just like for example, if they implemented the prestige change from top 5 to top 10, everyone's going to rank up the top 10
Top 10.
champions that are in prestige,
Right.
and then 15, 20, so on and so forth. You might as well just have it at 30, rank up whoever you want, sig up whoever you want, and just have fun playing the game because that's what at the end of the day it's a game.
Yep.
you know you
Absolutely.
shouldn't take the game too seriously. you
Absolutely.
know so that's my thoughts on
So I'm gonna wrap it up, but before I do,
it.
Moose, I want to give you the opportunity. Is there anything else that you would want to communicate to Kabam or to the community about this game before we tie everything off? This is your chance to get any comments or critiques out of your system right now.
Yeah, I definitely want to say that whenever Kabam makes a change, everyone is so quick to criticize
Yeah.
what they do instead of letting it, marinate a little bit and you just experience it, see why they did the change. Whatever it could be prestige, it could be AQ, whatever it is. Um, just take a second, take a couple days, look at what the changes are, apply them to your game, see what you can benefit off of it. If you don't benefit at all, like literally zero, then you can go and criticize Kabam for it. But everyone's just so quick to jump on the Kabam hate train, you know?
Yep.
I just feel bad for the developers. At the end of the day, they are hardworking people. They do a lot for our community.
Yeah.
They do listen. Um, it may look like that they are just reacting to everyone, screaming at them. But if everyone's just gonna scream at them no matter what they do, I just kind of feel like it's hard to not just react
Yep.
instead of communicating a little bit better.
No,
I don't
absolutely.
know.
Yeah, absolutely, Moose. I completely agree with you on that. Yeah, sometimes people in the community are a little bit too willing to to I don't want to say overreact, but react in a way that is counterproductive to the furtherance and development of this game. So
Hmm.
absolutely,
Hmm.
Moose. So Moose,
Yep.
I do want to thank you for spending your time with me this morning. This is a fantastic interview. Thank you so much,
I guess.
and congratulations again to being that entrepreneur and going through
Appreciate you, man.
college.
Thank you.
Absolutely impressive. Very happy to meet you. Very happy to talk with you, and thank you so much for
My pleasure,
participating.
brother. My pleasure.
And we'll see you guys later on. We'll have many more episodes of Voices of the Community. I'm really excited. We're having many more people sign up. So please tune in. Please hit your like and subscribe button and notifications bell in order to get notifications for new episodes of Voices of the Community. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off and I'll see you guys in the battle room.